Hi there, I'm John Keirstead from Arctic Spas, Vancouver Island. Hard at work as always. In our continued series where we're introducing the various spas in our lineup, I wanted to introduce you to our #1 selling all-weather pool, the Ocean. So the Arctic Ocean is a 14-foot by 8-foot, very large open area swim spa, or as we like to call them, all-weather pool. What really marks this spa, and I have a similar version at home at Okanagan, but they changed the hot tub side of it a little bit. And so this particular Ocean also has the fitness kit in it, so we'll be talking about the fitness kit. And of course it has the capability, like all of our all-weather pools, of being able to take a tether. This particular tether is a kind of a shortened one that we use in the case of if we have a cabana, which this particular all-weather pool has. You can see Spa Boy chugging away down here. This has Spa Boy Plus on it, which is 2 of the electrodes working in tandem while I'm in here. And let's go over some of the features of the spa just from the design of the shell. So you can see there's a step-in area as well as a cool-off seat. If the guy wants to sit here, he can sit here. There's steps for getting in and out of the spa. Same on the other side over here. Of course, you could get in on the seats as well. The one thing that's really nice about this now is that there's really 4 good areas for getting in and out of the spa. You could still straddle over top of that because there's a step where I was initially at when we first got into the tub. You can see this particular spa has the SDS seat, which is our deep therapy seat with those gigantic spinning 7-inch jets. Amazing. And then of course on the other side you can see there's 6 more jets that size, but these are your whirlpool jet or your swim jet, and this creates the counter current that you would swim against. And you can see this kind of open area here. This is kind of where a lot of the fitness stuff happens when we're in this spa. There's some connections that you see down here, and I'm going to show you some different attachments and stuff that we use, as well as you can see the hand grips all around here, so that if I want to do any of my exercise, yoga or any of that sort of stuff, I can do it all in the hot tub. And I've been doing a lot of that as part of my recovery for my knee operation. I've been using the tub a lot. This particular tub with the fitness kit really gives you lots and lots of flexibility as to where you want to be, and it's a really big hot tub. You know, you got these 2 seats at the other end, so if you don't really like those people at that side, or maybe you want to have a private conversation away from the people over there, you can sit over here and talk to each other. I kind of like this one. This reminds me of a swim-up bar almost, like I'm sitting on the swim-up bar seat now, a little bit out of the water so I can cool off a bit. The seat sits up higher. But what's really cool is there's jets all the lower part of my back, as well as on my butt and down my calves and the back of my legs. So you get the back of the knees and stuff. So those seats do that. Here, I also call this kind of the stand-up massage area because you can use these jets. And what's interesting is that those SDS jets and these ones are the same size. So you can actually trade these around. So if you wanted a stand-up pulsing jet, you could actually put it over here and use it if you wanted. The diverter valves here are going to allow us to shift zones. This particular spa has 4 pumps in it, so that's a lot of pumps in the spa. But it's because there's so many different jet systems in here for running these various areas. So I'm going to show you some of the seating at this end, so you can get an idea of the depth, right? So this is that big SDS seat. It's, you know, I'm quite deep in the water. Of course, as more people get in here, this rises up. The nice thing about Arctics is that we have this overflow lip. So if you're finding that you're not quite getting the jets where you want, and you want the water up a little higher, you can fill up the water level higher. The pillows are adjustable to accommodate that, and they can even be turned around, so you can spin this whole thing around, and if you want your head forward more, you can do that. I'm not really, I hardly ever put my head against the back. It doesn't, whether it's acrylic or pillow, it feels about the same for me. You can pivot, you know, in the seat, so you want this quite a rounded thing, so if you have big shoulders and stuff, the back area is quite rounded and comfortable. The seat across from it is basically a mirror image, although I think it sits a little bit higher. It's just a tad higher, so for a little bit shorter torso. And then of course there's the 2 side seats. All of this tub is loaded up with jetting, so all of the seats have lots of jets in them. This tub you can order with 20 jets, you can order it with 40 jets, you can order it with 60 jets, and then of course you can order it with the SDS as an option as well. So that's really the most jetting that you can put on this stuff. But the core spa doesn't change, just the number of jets and pumps changes. So if you're really just a soaker and you want some basic jetting in the spa, you could do that. If you want basic jetting but you still want to have the option of a deep therapy seat, you can have the Prestige with SDS, which is my personal favorite, because then if you do have somebody that's a really into having jets super perform, nothing's going to beat that. So why don't we just take a look at that right now? Let's turn the SDS on. Oh, look at that, it's already going. I'm getting excited. Oh. Yeah, so they're really, these are pulsing jets. You can feel them going in a very large radius around the back. So it's going from the inside of my shoulder blade all the way to the outside. You can even hear it kind of flicking there. And then of course I can just move slightly if I want to get a different spot. I'm getting thumped quite well with this. If you like powerful massage, SDS is where it's at. I don't think any spa has more powerful than that. So let me switch that off. Let's try the main. Okay, the main, that's coming from these side jets here. So that's these seats here. So yeah, I can sit in here and I'm getting, actually I can feel some foot jets going as well. I don't know about you, but I think foot jets are really a great pleasure in life. Life is too short not to have foot jets. Unless, of course, you have a significant other that's happy to rub your feet all the time. If not, buy a hot tub. Make sure you get some good foot jets in there. It's really great. So that's the pump one. I don't think there's anything else going on over on this side. Let's get some of these other pumps going. Turn pump one off here. Yeah, this is pump 2 right here. Oh yeah, so that feels, so these are smaller jets, so they're more pinpoint. So they don't get that deep therapy, but it's kind of a lighter, kind of shiatsu-y type massage that I'm getting from this. Actually, the one on my hip really feels nice though. It's right on the sciatic. What's nice is this water is so clean. You know, there's no chemical scent at all because this is just saline. We're literally, I mean, saline, like if you got an IV. It just feels so good. It's nice. My recommendation, if you're going to use this in an indoor situation, you probably don't want to have this a whole lot hotter than body temperature. When I got in here, I started at about 100 degrees Fahrenheit. I think it's cooled off a little bit. Yeah, no, it's still sitting at 100. So really, 98 would have been ideal. I wouldn't be sweating as much as I am now. I'm also moving around and stuff. These two seats here, these were where I could step down in. But this is actually when I start getting overheated like I am right now. This is a good spot. You know, my chest gets up out of the water. It's important when you're in the hot tub, particularly with little kids and stuff. If the cheeks start getting red, they need to sit up a little bit and cool themselves off. I usually have water with me too, so you want to make sure you have water. Drink plenty of liquids. You're sweating when you're in this hot water, and so you need to replenish that. So also look at your, you know, some people, like I'm in the tub every single day and I do a lot of physical fitness, so I sweat a lot. So I have to take a supplement of electrolytes because I sweat those out all of the time. So I'm actually adding some salt to my saltwater system from my body, right? It works. It works really well. Over here, I think I showed before, these are kind of the cocktail bar seats, right? You're here, have a little chat at this end. Lots of places up here to rest your non-alcoholic beverage, right? You know what I mean, right? Up here. Now what I want to talk to you about is just the openness of this spot, right? It's really open. So this is what we call the exercise area, and then this center lane that goes all along here, this is what we call the swim lane, right? So that when I'm swimming, I would tether myself using the tether. You don't have to have the tether, like this kind of fits around your waist, and you've got other videos you can watch where I'm swimming around in it. But basically this is on here, and then I swim against this, and this is like a fishing pole holding me back. But you also have a current, a counter current, which I'll get going now. Now you can see this counter current turned the waterfall or water feature on here. So now I got 1, 2, 3 pairs. So there's 3 full pumps coming out of this, which creates, as you can see, it's pushing me back. As soon as I stop, it's pushing me back so that I have to swim against it. I like this just for resistance, but I have to tell you the honest truth, I use this mostly for massage. Right? I love the power of these, 3 full pumps. You get 1 full pump with SDS. You can literally have 6 of those SDS jets in here and get massaged with this. So it's really good. This is so you can actually hold on, right? If I massage my back, if I let go, away I go. There, see? It's pretty powerful. That's your counter current. There's a lot of different exercises people use with the counter current. You could also put the tether on this side and have it going this way and have this push you and kick your feet against it if you wanted, or use the stretchy poles to do, or stretchy bands to do resistance training, which is what I'm going to show next. Okay. So we've got these stretchy bands, and we have different colors or different lengths that you have. And then this is so that, you can hook this up, and this is if you wanted to hook to a wrist or to your ankle. And we have these hooks down in here, that hook on there, like that. Okay, so anyway, this is in there. You connect the various lengths of connectors. So this little clip, I noticed that these clips that come with the kit are pretty tight on there. So I use a little quick connect clip here to click into this. And then this allows me to do my exercises with my arms. You could do stuff from this way. You're punching forward and stuff here. Yeah. Okay. As well, you can use this with cuffs. We have cuffs available. So that's kind of like a handheld handle. And then you have this cuff. And there's some lower connectors down here. So I click into that lower connector. If I could see it there. And then I can use this cuff around an ankle. Alright, so now I've got that on my ankle. And I can stretch. So if I'm trying to stretch the knee, create resistance to the knee. Right? If I wanted to pull, this is the other exercise they actually had me do it this way, where I'm pulling. We can do our judo practice. It's good. And there's different lengths of these clips and of these little straps here. There's different lengths of them. So depending on the length of your leg or otherwise, you can also connect this to any of the handles that's on here. So I can do various exercises from here, right? I could actually hook this. If I wanted to use that as a hand strap, I can hook this around like this, right? So there's different exercises one could do We pull it towards me. One arm, cross arm. I can use the, again, the ankle connection. Get over here, bam. And I'm stepping, stepping, stepping. So lots of different rehabilitation that you can do. So if you have to get knee surgery or surgery on your legs, your back, or hips, or anything like that, the hot tub actually can be a really great place for you to do your recovery. And the nice thing about being in hot water is it actually sends all the blood out to all your muscles and stuff, so you actually can recover much faster. If you want to do, there's actually a rowing kit that we'll install in a few minutes that connect here. But I wanted to show you some of the things that I did for my recovery with my knee. One of the big challenges with knee is bending, right? Well, when you're in water, you're quite a bit lighter. So because I can float, I can bend and I can do these deep squats, right? Another one is where we go back and forth, where you're pushing the leg up, right, this way. And I can use I could use it there, or I can also do it here, right? Where I can bend, come up, use this for support, down. The other one that I really like on this one, it's not on my tub as easy as on this one, is where the stirrup is here. That little ledge is higher. And so I have to do what's called these lunges, where my back foot is raised. So I can do these lunges forward and forward.
Okay.
The other one that I do a lot is I'll go one way forward, then the other way back. And that works my ACL, MCL, right? So you have all of these different things. Now the other thing is with these different levels, it allows me, if I want to stretch, I can reach higher. So I put my heel on this little thing, and now I can stretch my back of my quad area here. And if I want to go lower, I can use the seat over here, which is lower than that one, and massage myself. If I want to go higher, I can put my foot up here or here, right, and massage that, or stretch, get the height. The other one is this inside for stretching the groin area, right? That's actually more of a strain on my knee, so I don't want to hurt it. But yeah, so you have these different handles to allow you to, especially if you're recovering from injury, hip injury, knee injury, anything like that, you can use this to allow yourself support. And because you're in the water, you're less likely to be clunky. You're more floaty and buoyant. And so you can safely do this, and you're doing your exercises in the hot tub, which is pretty fun, right? And it's kind of like hot yoga. I tell people, you know, when you're in the hot water, your muscles got more blood to them. And so you're more relaxed and you're much less likely to tear something, so you can stretch quite a bit more. So one of the things I tell people is if you're going to do some exercises in the tub, especially stretching, sit in the tub for a little while first while you're warm. And when you're warm, you're warmed up just like you would if you were exercising. With the rowing kit, you position yourself here. There's these two stirrups there, and then the stretchy bands connect to here with the poles, and you use the poles. So here I have a rowing. This is using a combination of the stretchy bands, so I'm using the blue and yellow together. If I were to use the green ones, which are shorter, this would be a more difficult rowing. I had it on with just the blue, and it was very hard to pull. Some of you are probably longer or stronger otherwise. But yeah, this is just I don't know how accurate this is to real rowing, but it's certainly good resistance. I can feel my body stretching. I think my legs would be slightly different. My butt would be slightly different in an actual sculling machine. But it's pretty good though. It feels good. And what I like about the most of the exercise that you can do in water, It's very low intensity, so I'm not banging my joints around or damaging my joints. It's just resistance training. You know, I did a lot of my, I'll just let that go. I did a lot of my physiotherapy with just the resistance of the water, using the resistance of the water. This was probably my #1 exercise that I did. And, you know, the faster I push, the harder it gets. So as I get stronger, I can push faster, but I'm not putting any real strain on the joints, which is good. So it allows the muscles around the knee to recover. And that's the fitness kit on the Arctic Ocean. I believe it's only now offered on the Ocean. It used to have it on a few different models, but I think the Ocean's the only one where you can get the fitness kit. So if you want to have a complete, you know, hot tub, really big hot tub, really great swimming spa if you want to swim with the tether or swim against the resistance of the current, or if you just want to exercise and stretch in your spa, you have all those opportunities with just this one tub, which is why we think this is the best of both worlds. In the summertime, cool it off a little. In the winter, crank it up and you got yourself a hot tub. So get you outside from your house. I love these all-weather pools. I think they're a great category, and it really doesn't take much. You know, this is really the size of 2 hot tubs. So it doesn't take up your whole backyard, and you can still have all these benefits. I'm John Keirstead from Arctic Spas, Vancouver Island. Thank you for watching.